I'm sure you guys have been following the Bobrisky prison revelations. But if you haven't, where have you been? Now, if you haven't, come with me. Now, where do we start from? I guess we should start from this one. So, last night, the Falanos, upset by some of the injurious comments made by Very Dark Man, expectedly threatened to sue him for defamation if he didn't retract those comments within 24 hours. And what did Very Dark Man do? He doubled down, saying essentially he didn't defame the Falanos, and as a result, there isn't any need for him to apologize. Now, I want you to carefully and objectively listen to all that Very Dark Man had said about the Falanos, and I'll be right back.
This same Files, we have the audacity to come out and say he's fighting against the government for oppression. That he wants justice, he wants Nigeria to be better. So that like this, you dey carry yourself. I don't even want to believe that Femi Falana will bring himself down to this level. A whole Femi Falana, where be Fela lawyer, where we respect. Femi Falana will engage himself in something like this. Wait, what is the relationship between Files and Bobrisky? Abi Files self they do? Oh, okay. Who are we to crucify the homosexual? Most of them don't they evolve from time. Everybody is a motherfucking hypocrite, oh. No, oh, now that song, they make sense to me. Wait, Abi Files self they do? This is crazy. So based on this first voice notes, based on Bobrisky's narration in this phone call, Bobrisky is saying that Femi Falana collected 10 million naira in order to wipe his name off the record. Wow. These are people I respected. These are people I look up to. Files the bad guy, always talking about, yeah, I'm speaking up for the people. So you are also involved in things like this. It's really, really disappointing. It's obvious that Nigeria might not go anywhere anytime soon. It's obvious. Say Nigeria, no, I have lost 100% respect for this.
So, my dear brother Faust, I did not defame you, and I will expect you to channel this energy to Bobrisky that called your name in that recording.
Now, if we are being honest, you don't need to be a lawyer to know that there is something inherently wrong with what you have just heard there. VDM not only insinuated that Files himself is homosexual, he also suggested that he, Files, and his father were complicit without evidence. So Nigeria, is this where we are as a nation? That we can wake up one morning and begin to destroy our very best because of an allegation that hasn't been proven? Now, this is for those of you who doesn't see anything wrong in what Very Dark Man is doing. If anyone had said all that you have heard Very Dark Man just say a while ago about you, your parents, or your beloved pastor, would you have been reacting the same way you are reacting now? Obviously, Very Dark Man has done a few good things in the past and should be encouraged, but he's also doing a few things wrong, and that has to be said whether he or his diehard supporters want to hear it or not. And this is where I want to call on his lawyers, particularly Nigerian, whom I spoke with yesterday. We had, a brotherly conversation yesterday, after which he sent this letter to me, which was addressed to the Falanos. I hereby call on Nigerian and all the lawyers offering pro bono services to Very Dark Man to not only educate him on the implications of some of his actions, but to also help him properly channel the fame and the popularity, the power he seems to be enjoying now. You see, for some of us who have, over the years, interacted with Mr. Falana, both professionally and personally, some of what Very Dark Man has been saying without evidence is really very unfortunate. Look, there is a lot of corruption in Nigeria, but there are still men and women who are incorruptible. And I dare say that Mr. Falana is one of such men. And why would one of the most successful lawyers in Nigeria demand for that amount of money in the way and manner Bobrisky described? Just think about it for a second. Am I suggesting that Mr. Falana is a saint? Absolutely not. But to come up with such an allegation against one of Nigeria's brightest without any documentary evidence is, to say the least, silly. And this nonsense has to stop. As I hinted earlier, VDM does a few good things here and there. But for whatever it is worth, he might need to go and work on his penchant for getting carried away on some of the causes that he is fighting, to expose the corruption, the perceived corruption in the EFCC, and to expose the state of our prisons are obviously good causes, but there's a way to go about these things. Now, let's come back to your Mummy of Lagos. This statement here, issued by Bobrisky, describing the voice audio as released by Very Dark Man as essentially fake, is something I'm sure Bobrisky himself is now regretting. Here's why. The problem with describing this audio recording as fake is that one of the persons he claimed to have spoken with at the time was Fowles the bad guy, who has now confirmed they both had a conversation, albeit they disagreed on a few details. So, Mummy of Lagos, it might be time for you to come up with a better defense and strategy. And I see you already have one. Check this out. Now, let's quickly examine some of the allegations as made by your Mummy of Lagos, starting with this one.
Sha put the money laundry Sha. They charged me to court. So when they charged me to court, we had to beg them that, okay, if they want to remove the money laundering, how much would they collect? They said we should go and bring 15 million that they will remove the money laundering. So I called the people I trust. So the money shall complete 15 million I paid. They now remove money laundering. They now took me to court for spraying of money.
You see, to be honest, on this allegation, it is very difficult to defend the AFCC. I worked in the media in Nigeria for several years, and some of these allegations you see right here are not new. Am I saying this is true? I have not enough evidence to come to that conclusion. Hopefully, the so-called investigation set up by the EFCC chairman will come up with something credible. My only problem is that I just seem to hate the smell of government agencies investigating themselves, essentially being a judge in their own case. Now, let's listen to this next allegation.
I was on my way to the prison, then my godfather called me and said, "You will not enter that prison, don't worry. Let me make arrangements for an apartment close to the prison. That is going to call the controller in that's overall in Nigeria and Abuja, and I'm talk to them. They shall talk before I come back. They now took me to one apartment that I must not come out till I finish my sentence. That the Oga said they should come out. The Oga said they should come and keep me here. That I mustn't go like enter data, but nobody should know that I'm not there.
Nigerian prisons need urgent reforms, no doubt, and there is a lot of corruption going on there, but it is not all gloomy. Believe what you will, but as for me, I did rather believe officials of the Nigerian prisons than Bobrisky, as controversial as that might sound. But that our prisons have catapulted into a state where very popular social media influencers like Bobrisky won't spend a day in prison is just simply outrageously impossible for me to believe. So my refusal to believe Bobrisky's tales by moonlight prompted me to reach out to one of my most trusted prison sources, Bishop Kayode Williams, who himself was a former prisoner and now a prison reform advocate.
If you said you are kept in a special cell and you are not in the prison, where was she? Where was he? If Bobrisky is telling anybody now, because they don't know about prison, they just hear prison and they believe that all prisoners can be locked up together. In fact, cells of prisoners supposed to be categorized because there are first offenders who has never committed crime before. They're supposed to have their own cells. They call them first offenders.
Okay.
Then notorious criminals, they have their own habitual criminals. They have their own cells. So there is segregation. There is classification.
Okay, so
Then
sorry, sir.
special class for
Are you suggesting that that's what happened in Bobrisky's case? That because he's a first offender?
Definitely. I'm not suggesting. I am saying the truth. Because of gender controversy, the prison authority will not want them to go and be having sex with her, with him, because they will. They will. The cells in the prison is so porous.
So it's not as though the prison officials were, giving him any special treatment, from your own experience.
If they do, there will be riot. If they do, there will be riots in the prison now.
I see. So Bobrisky was only trying to give the impression that yes, that he got special treatment. Bishop, we have heard of instances of politicians going into to serve term in the prison, and we've heard of cases of favoritism, that they put them in one special corner, special apartment, as Bobrisky would like to call it, in the prison. Is that also false?
That special corner is solitary confinement.
Now, here's my final take. Bobrisky comes across to me as someone who will not only lie to get clout, but will do anything possible to lie his way out of any situation. Now, I hate to say this, looks like no matter how you dice it, your mommy of Lagos might soon be returning to prison.